Somebody asked me one time if the ego follows, um, if the ego is the same ego out of the body after death as in the body, and I think I gave you some answer. But what's the technical? I guess if this ego is part of the subtle body,
Yeah,
so there's
ego.
that eye, that
it-
sense of eyes is there.
it's not a person.
Yeah, yeah. I think,
Ego is just, there are three definitions of ego. There's three words and three definitions. There's jiva, there's ahankaraha, and there's abhimanam. Basic, those three. And karta bhokta. Okay. A jiva is a living being. That is what? Consciousness plus a subtle body, or a gross body, or a very rudimentary subtle body. So a tree is a jiva. It has a subtle body. It's a very rudimentary subtle body. Just an individual tree. An elephant is a jiva. It's a living being with a particular kind of body and a mind, a little more sophisticated subtle body than a tree. Because elephants can do a few more things than trees can. Dog, cats, microbes, all these things, they're all jivas. They're all living embodied beings. Those jivas don't have any notion that they're jivas. A tree doesn't think I'm a tree. A dog doesn't think I'm a dog. I know, don't all you dog lovers, don't project too much there, because if you think your dog thinks it's a dog, it means you think your dog thinks it's a dog. It doesn't mean the dog thinks it's a dog. The dog doesn't think it's a dog. Dog may behave like a person because he lives around a person and learns how to act in particular ways that you ascribe, right, humanness to. But a dog doesn't know it's a dog, and a cat doesn't know it's a cat. They don't have vijnanamaya kosha. They don't have intellect. So there's no reflection. They have emotions, which are turned outward, as the verse said earlier. Remember? The subtle body is divided into two. The mind moves outward, but they don't have what? Intellect, which stays inside and knows the inner world. Because what? So therefore the I notion isn't there in them. Now, when you get to humans, because you have intellect, awareness shines on it. That's called a chidabhasa, and the notion I am appears. I am a. There's always, you never stop at I am. You're always, I am a man, I am a woman, I am a father, I'm a mother, I'm a brother, I'm a sister, I'm a boss, I'm a worker, I'm a gay, I'm straight, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a. Huh? Isn't it? That's called ahankara. The notion of I. Aham means I, and what? Akara means a notion, a modification, an idea of I. None of those have an idea of I. Only human beings have the idea of I. Then what he said earlier was mamatvam, or what? I'm pretty special. Or I'm a victim, I'm so awful, I don't have any self-esteem. That's called abhimanam. That's a bad, or that's inflation or deflation in psychological terms. I have an inflated view of myself, like Adida. There's a good one. This huge abhimanam. An abhimanam is so big, a a sense of I-ness that's so big that it includes everything. And he's taken over Ishwara. He's co-opted Ishwara, huh? As his identity. And then the other poor little worm that's just nothing and just allows you to what? Scrape your feet on him like a doormat. People deflated, so low their self-esteem is so low. That's called abhimanam. You can't do anything about the jiva. That's all Ishwara's made all that up. But what? The ahamkara, the notion you have about yourself, that's all we're talking about. And we're saying that notion needs to be examined. The I sense. These teachings like Nisargadatta and Raman that say, cling to the I sense. Well, what for? Cling to it? Huh? I have a friend, Vivek. I hope you'll meet him sometime. I publish his. He writes me regularly, and he realized himself a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and he did 5 years of clinging to the I sense, and he can tell you all the good side, all the upside of it, and all the downside of it. But at the end of the day, what? It left him high and dry. Because he was expecting something to happen because he was clinging to the I sense. Well, what's going to happen if you cling to the I sense? You're just going to get clinging for the I sense, that's all. Nothing's going to happen because you're not clinging to something that's real. You're clinging to an idea of yourself, a reflection of yourself. All right, I'm not dissing Ramana, and I'm not dissing Nisargadatta as what? As enlightened beings. And we're not even sure exactly what they said and then the context in what they said it and how their words were actually transmitted through time to us, whether that was actually what they meant or not. But the way those ideas have come through and are used by people as a sadhana or as a means of enlightenment is completely irrational. That's true. This is where the self manifests. But just clinging to the I sense, to the I notion, is not going to do it unless you understand what you're looking for. And unless you have a method of discriminating what? The subject from the object. Once you know who you are, your abhimanam, I'm great or I'm not great, that all goes away. You know I am, but you stop at I am.